Hey guys, we are coming back at you live with another Mayor's Morning Show. So, different co-host this time. Someone made a joke actually during the week about Brian and I having the same shoes. So we thought we'd do you one better and have the same suit as well today. So we are definitely coordinated. So anyway, happy Friday. Thanks for joining in as you trickle in here. Just wanted to take a couple minutes to just talk through the calendar real quick. So it's been a busy month in July, and it's going to keep being a busy month for the city. So a couple things coming up. We're really excited about our Balloon Festival. So it's become, outside of the 4th of July, it's our biggest event as a city. So, Kel, remind me the date on that? Do you remember? Is it April? It's not this Friday, but...
For the Balloon Festival?
Yeah.
It is the 8th.
Yeah, so it's not this weekend, but next weekend. So, and the cool thing about it this year is we're adding, so instead of the Moonlight 5K run we usually do out to Canyon, we're adding, we're switching that 5K to a Balloon Fest 5K. So everybody knows we launch the balloons in the morning, so it'll be that, is it Friday or Saturday? I want to say it's Friday.
It is Friday.
We'll post the date here on the link, but I think it's Friday. So Friday morning we launch the balloons, and then Friday night they light them all up here down on the promenade. We have music and whatnot. So that's where they're going to do the 5Ks, down here on the promenade, and you'll run. We'll run around the glowing balloons. So that's a cool thing. We still continue to do the yoga in the park. So we've had some pretty good turnout nights. I think one night there was almost 40 people, maybe.
Yeah, it's getting bigger and bigger.
So,
we are going to be moving it. The Thursday nights, we're going to be moving it from the amphitheater park to Granite Park. So
Okay.
both Thursday and Saturdays
Cool.
will
We'll be
now
in the
be
same
at
place.
Granite Park. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that'll be good. So it'll always be at Granite Park then going forward here pretty soon.
Yep.
But yeah, come on out to that if you want. And I saw Alta View Hospital donated a bunch of yoga mats.
They did. Danielle's actually doing a giveaway.
Cool.
So if you follow her page, she's got a little bit of information. I know she had 3 winners last night, and she'll be giving away 3 more on Saturday morning.
Good.
So.
Okay. And big shout out to our Sandy Arts Guild. I think Mamma Mia opens tonight.
I
think we'll post these links, which actually is a good segue into one of our first questions, which is about the Sandy City Finance calendar. So we'll address that in a second. But there is an events calendar, so we'll make sure we post the link so that you don't just have to fumble through my words about maybe it's Thursday or Friday. We'll have the actual links posted. So click on that and come check it out. So with that, let me go ahead and introduce Brian Kelley, who is our finance director and my co-host this morning. So Brian, thanks for being here.
Yeah, you bet.
So who doesn't love a good Facebook live stream, right?
Yeah,
Brian's really
that's
excited
right.
to be
This is
here
what
today.
I live for this.
So he looks forward to. We're actually in his office, which is beautiful. So thanks for hosting us.
Yeah.
So I'll give Brian just a minute to kind of introduce himself and how long he's been here with the city and the department he runs and what they do, and we'll wait for some more of you to kind of come online here. So tell us a little bit about the finance department.
Yeah, okay, so...
well, actually, administrative services, I guess, now.
Yeah, we recently changed it to administrative services, so that includes kind of the key components are finance, HR, facilities, and information technology. Finance includes our utility billing, our cashiering, our treasury, which we invest our funds through and receive money. Our budgeting, of course, and financial reporting and accounting, decision support. So it's a lot of the centralized departments that support the other mainline departments out in the field, purchasing, those types of things.
Yeah. So every co-host that's here, every department head wants to say their department's the most important. Brian's is actually the most important. So sorry, Chief O'Neill and Chief Klein and Scott Earl. Everybody else has been here with me.
Yeah.
Brian's job's actually the most important. So plus he's like 4 department heads in one, so it's great. Anyway, so and how many employees?
So we have about 47 or so employees.
Yeah, that's good.
And then we have a lot of seasonal custodial staff.
Yeah. And Brian's team has done a tremendous amount of work the last almost 2 years now that I've been here. You guys have revamped the budget process. We have Balancing Act online now. So much stuff, so much software improvements, technology. In fact, we'll get to one of those in one of the questions. We have a new utility billing system. Anyway, so they've been busy,
Yeah,
to say
really
the
busy.
least.
Yeah.
So that's great. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. Do we have any
We don't have any
live
questions,
questions
yet.
yet?
No.
Okay. Is anybody actually watching this? Do we
Yep,
have
we've
any
got a few.
watchers?
Yeah, we have 13 watchers, so
Nice.
yeah.
Crowd size is
Time to
really
shine.
growing there, huh?
we get a lot of our views after.
Yeah,
So
no, it's good. Okay, so Andrea Streeter asked, can we get a Sandy City finance calendar? So I think this may have been a little tongue in cheek, but we actually do. We actually do have a budget calendar, and a lot of the departments have a calendar specific to their department. So we ought to probably post those, or you can get them through the app, through the notifications and the events tab that's in the hamburger menu on the app. But we should, if we don't already have it on the website, we should have a centralized landing page. I know Sandy now has a lot of the events that we do, but we should probably look into maybe doing a centralized city calendar. And if there is one, we'll make it. I think I've seen one. I don't know if you know if there's a centralized one that shows like
there is.
parks events and police.
I
and
think
fire.
there's a central.
Okay.
Well, we have our budget's online, and in our budget we have a budget calendar
Okay.
as part of that too.
Okay.
But we could even make one that's year round.
Yeah.
For all the
That'd be good, just so people kind of have an idea of what's coming up. So we will make that available. We'll put that in the good ideas folder. So thanks, Andrea. That's probably the only finance calendar we can get you. Okay, so let's. I think this is Pat Cassidy. The username is Cassidy Patrick Adele. But the question is, I understand the proposed 34% tax increase is in part to be used to hire new police officers, but I also understand the police have about a $1 million carryover from last year. Shouldn't they be using that money before getting more from a tax increase? Thanks for all you do. So this is where Brian really shines. He has the ability to take some pretty complicated budgeting information and make it sort of understandable. So because he's so good at that, we're going to let Brian tackle the carryover question.
So,
Pat.
hey, Pat, good to hear from you. That's a great question. There is a large carryover this year from the vacancies in the police department that they've had, and that's been a struggle that they've been trying to fill vacancies for a lot of years. So the concern with using this to fund future is this is a one-time capture of savings. So to fund ongoing officers, this money would run out quickly. And we've had a long-standing practice in the city to capture the savings, whether it be salary savings or other savings, and we use it for equipment, vehicles, capital projects, those types of things that the police department and other departments need as well. So, though, just maybe to help you out, talking with the chief, they're feeling like they might be fully staffed within a month. So right now I think they have some conditional offers out, and within next week they may be down to 3 or 4 positions, and then within the next month they're hoping to be fully staffed. So we don't anticipate this will be an ongoing issue or savings that's out there.
Which is really exciting because I think it's been, I think he said since like 2002 since they've been this staff in this department. So. And
one of the issues, as you may be aware, is that we have not been as competitive with our pay in the past, and then just the officer safety issues with police officers it's been a challenge for all police departments. But the city did step up big last year and improve the pay, and we're making a lot of progress as far as filling those positions.
That's great. Awesome. Thanks, Brian. Okay, so Stacy Norton asked, so while we're on we'll just kind of stay on the property tax issue for a minute. So if you're out there and you have a property tax question, in fact, maybe we should back up just a minute. So just so everybody knows kind of where we are in this process. So we've sort of, if you've gotten your property tax notice from the county, you'll see on there that Sandy City is proposing a 34% or 32%, I think it is,
from the general operations
tax increase. That's tentative because we have to, under the code, hold a truth and taxation public hearing for anybody that wants to come out and voice their opinion. So that meeting is scheduled for August 13th, so not this Tuesday, but the following. So please come out to that and let us know what you're thinking. But there's also, there's any number of ways to let us know. You can email, you can comment here, whatever. We definitely want to know what you're thinking. But this has been a long process. and so we're kind of, anyway, we're not exactly sure what it looks like yet. We'll know for sure when the city council takes their vote on the 13th. But that is the proposal right now. So that leads into Stacy's question, which is giant bureaucracy wants another tax increase and wants to fearmonger to get it. So Stacy, I definitely get the frustration. So nobody, I think I've said before, I'm probably the first Republican to ever endorse a tax increase. I don't do that lightly. Ever since I've been in this office, we've tried judiciously to go through our budget. Brian's been extremely helpful. Last year we cut out one of our transfers from one fund into our general fund, and to do that, instead of funding it with our new money we get, like from sales tax or our other revenue streams, we went through and we cut out the 1.3 million or so from the base budget to fund that transfer. And so we feel like
in addition to that, we cut out a couple $100,000 more, so the total ended up being close to
like
1.5.
Yeah, so it was a significant. So I mean, overall of our general fund, that's probably maybe 3 or 4% from our general fund that we asked departments to cut out. So it was a significant amount, and they came through and did that and been operating very efficiently since then. But we really are getting to the point where, and Brian's obviously been here a lot longer than I have, not that you're old, but just more tenured here, but he can test this too. It's been a very long time since we've had a substantial property tax increase. I think somewhere around 19 years or so. There was a small one in 2015 of like 4%, but for the most part, it's been a long, long time. And so we've really tried to do our due diligence. Brian's team has been fantastic putting together the information, and then we've had outside consultants come in to really recommend, that we do need an additional revenue source through our property tax. It is artificially low, and I think we've done a good job of making that transparent and putting that information out there to residents. We'll repost. You guys have done a great job putting together some slides. There's a video that we can share.
We actually have that link already
Is
on
it already
this
on there?
post.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So, so to answer your question directly, Stacy, I don't feel like I know taxes are hard for everybody to swallow because it is your and my hard-earned money that live here in Sandy. But it's really, as the chief executive officer, my job is to administer the city. It's becoming really hard to keep the service level that we have, which is fantastic in Sandy, from our snow removal to our streets guys who I just spent morning with, our police officers, our fire, everybody, Brian's team, our analysts, everybody does such a fantastic job on behalf of Sandy, but it's getting really hard to operate the city at that level based on our current revenue stream. So anyway, so I don't feel like we're going about this in a fear-mongering way or a non-transparent way. I feel like we've tried from the very beginning to make the case that we need this, and the city council has been supportive. I mean, they're the ones that actually do the tax increase. They're the ones that have to vote for it. We can talk about it all day and night long, but several members of our council have also seen the need and voted tentatively for that, so we appreciate that as well. Anything you want to add?
Maybe just a little bit. We have had some outside challenges that we've tried to work through over the years. For example, we've lost a lot of our retail sales, which is our biggest source of revenue. It's over 40% of our revenue. The property tax is actually just about 17% of our general fund revenue. But we've lost a lot of auto dealers across the freeway. And then as the other cities have grown around us, a lot of the shopping dollars have gone to those cities. So just the auto dealers itself, we've lost over $1 million a year, we estimate, from that, and that's been happening for quite a few years now. So there's been some outside things that's affected us as well. That really, the 34%, they're using about a third of that money to reduce the streetlight fee. So the net effect is about closer to a 22% increase, and it's just about $3 and I think $367 or somewhere around there per month for the average home in Sandy.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Brian, and thanks, Stacy, for the question. And like I said, I don't mean to minimize your frustration. It is frustrating. Nobody wants to pay more taxes, but we feel like this is a necessary this point. So, okay. Monica gave you a shout out. Monica Zoltansky said, "I've been listening to Mr. Kelley's budget presentations for several years, and his plain way of speaking and breaking down complex issues into understandable parts has helped me become a more informed and engaged resident." So I will wholeheartedly second that.
That's very nice of you.
Brian does do a great job of boiling this stuff down to things we can understand. So, okay. So let's
Yeah, we do have one question from Jamie. She would like to know where the funds are going to be used if the tax increase does get passed.
Yes, that is a great question. So I believe Zach and Brooke's proposal is also. Did we share that yet? It's public.
There's a link on the property tax site.
So
I can message that to her, but if we just want to
so we'll post the link on the feed here, but then I'll have Kelley, if you want to send us your email or just Kelley can reach out to you and send you that directly. But so there are some departments that so our city council members that have kind of spearheaded this are Zach Robinson and Brooke Christensen. They've done a fantastic job of kind of going through, and one of the things we did differently as an administration this year was we made available to all of you not just the requests from our different department heads that are being funded, but we made available all the requests that they have so that you can see all the needs that are out there. These are like immediate operational needs that they have. Or capital investments that they need to make right away. So we made those available so that you can see, and then our job is to prioritize which of those we can fund based on our projected money coming in. And so you can see the dramatic gap in between what the department heads need and what we can actually fund. And so from that list, Brooke and Zach went through and basically prioritized how they would allocate this additional. It's probably somewhere about $2.5 million or so.
It's about 3.2 total,
3.2
including the street lighting.
Okay. So it's about a little over $3 million. They've gone through and you can see directly what of those ones that didn't get funded, what they're going to fund. So it's a lot of new FTEs in our fire department. There's some new police officer, when I say FTE, full-time employees. There's some new firefighters. There's some new police officers. Then there's a new snowplow operator, as well as they'll do other things in public works, but and so we'll get a new snowplow, I think, with that, as well as the equipment to take care of these firefighters and police officers.
Parks worker.
There's a parks worker, which our parks, everybody knows we have beautiful parks in Sandy. We have 32 of them, and they do a phenomenal job with very low staff, so they could use an additional parks employees. So anyway, but I won't ramble on, but unless there's anything you want to add to that list, but we'll make it, you can go through line by line and look at what they're proposing. So
yeah, maybe going back to Pat's question too, is so the police officers that are part of this increase, we're not funding the vehicles for those officers. We're actually planning on using the savings, that carryover savings, to purchase the vehicles.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, that's a great question. So we'll follow up and make that available directly.
Yep,
okay.
Absolutely.
Anything else live?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So we're getting to the end here of our overnight or during the week questions. So Shanti McMillan asked, but can we talk about how the new water billing system is terrible? The invoice-based thing is weird. So Shanti, so I've been a resident here in Sandy for almost 17 years now. So it definitely is new and a change. I for one actually like it because I get alerts now in my email when I haven't paid my water bill. So it originally comes in and says you have a water bill available, and I actually have to go in and still sign up for the automatic debit. I haven't done that yet. I'm just airing all my dirty laundry. But it's great because if I don't pay it right away, I get a follow-up alert saying like you still haven't paid it, and then you get a final. I guess I've made it to the final notice. You get a final notice saying you still haven't paid it. So I actually like the new software, the alerts. It does take a little getting used to, but I find once you sign up for it, it's pretty seamless. I feel like I don't know if there's anything you guys want to add.
Yeah, one of the big reasons we did it was to give those types of alerts
Yeah.
and more payment options. So now you can pay via phone, you can
Right.
pay via text, you can do it through credit card. A lot of people, and debit card, whereas in the past we weren't able to do that. And then it's also a more secure platform. So those are
And that's a big
also
one for
reasons.
us. We've talked a lot lately about, you've seen in the news, the different hacks or ransoms that take place, and so security is a big one for us. And anytime we can move to a more secure payment processing software or anything like that, it's important. So,
And also, we're happy to talk to you one-on-one,
Yeah.
and see what your specific concern is, or
Yeah.
if we can help you navigate through it.
Yeah.
We're happy to do that if you want to give us a call.
Yeah. So feel free, Shanti, if you want. You can email me directly. It's just mayor@sandy.utah.gov, and let me know your concerns or contact information. I can pass it along to Brian's team, and they're happy to work with you. But anyway, hopefully it gets a little easier over time. I think it will. And then Masha Bean asked, "Are those shoes part of Sandy City dress code?" No. Although, like I said, Brian and I think have similar tastes.
Yeah, we didn't
so
talk today.
We did not
actually,
talk
but,
at all.
We laughed when we saw
We
it.
did. So anyway, now people know they can wear whatever they want around here. So anyway, okay.
We don't have any
That
other
pretty much
questions,
it?
so yeah,
Okay.
that's about it.
Well, good. Well, I think we're about there then. So thank you guys again so much for the opportunity to serve you. Brian and I both appreciate it. It's such a pleasure. And please let us know anytime what we can do better to help you, serve you better. And again, just a reminder, please come out or let us know what you're thinking about the tax increase. The Truth in Taxation is August 13th. So, okay, with that, we'll sign off until next month.